Hey everyone. In this video, I wanted to talk to you about how you shouldn't let the fear of being hurt stop you from dating. This is something that a lot of people unfortunately fall into because after they've had X amount of relationships, they've probably gotten their heart broken at least a few times throughout those experiences. And after a while, people just lose their resolve to want to handle that another time. They get to a place where the pain is too much and they don't know how to deal with it because we're unfortunately often not taught how to deal with our pain, not from school, and most people not from their parents either. So, since we're not equipped to handle those emotions, people just get into this avoidance mentality and they become afraid of experiencing more of that pain, so they just choose to opt out of the game entirely. They choose to stop dating. But this is a huge mistake because the vast majority of our life fulfillment and satisfaction and happiness will probably come from our relationships with other people. And the most important one, of course, is going to be your relationship with a romantic partner. So, not just your friendships or your family members, but your actual romantic relationships. Those are going to be the most important things in your life. That's where you'll draw basically the most life fulfillment from. So if you rob yourself of experiencing that just because you're afraid of getting hurt again, well, you're hurting nobody but yourself. You're shooting yourself in the foot before you even begin the marathon. You're basically setting yourself up for a life that won't be what it could be, and you're robbing yourself of potential happiness. So it's a very unfortunate thing, but I have seen this quite a bit, and quite often it can be because we suck at choosing partners for us. So some people will inevitably choose partners who are bad for them over and over again, so they'll continuously keep getting their heart broken. Or it could just be a logistical thing where they choose well, but unfortunately something leads to the relationship ending. Maybe it could even be on their end where their partner outgrows them, or who knows. Life happens, and that's the unfortunate thing that all of us have pretty much experienced this at some point or another, and it's basically just a risk that comes with dating. We all know that. So the way you should think about this is you should choose to have the possibility of experiencing these beautiful moments and beautiful connections with other people. And you'll pretty much have to know that there will always be that risk of getting hurt, but the benefits far outweigh the risks. I know that the vast majority of the people that we end up dating, we're not going to get married to, and we're not going to end up in long-term relationships with. That goes without saying. But you can still create beautiful experiences with them no matter how short they are. I mean, there have been women that I dated for, well, actually, this is crazy, but there have literally been women who I went on one date with, and it was an incredible experience, and they just weren't prepared for future dates. Well, some of them were emotionally unavailable, and that's unfortunate. But what I'm getting at is you can create beautiful experiences even in just one date. So why would you want to rob yourself of those experiences just because you're afraid of pain? Those fear-based mentalities are horrible. They pretty much lead to regret. And I don't want that for you because, I mean, I've looked into human psychology enough to know that the number one thing that makes people feel like their life was wasted when they're on their deathbed is regret. And if you constantly let fear control you and guide your actions, you're going to have a shit ton of regrets by the time you're on your deathbed. So don't let that happen to you. Love yourself enough to push through that fear, to be brave, to handle that potential possibility of pain with strength, to face it head on and say, you know what, I know that I could potentially get hurt if I continue dating this person, but I really enjoy their company and I'm going to keep pushing through because I'm enjoying this experience and we're creating something beautiful here. And even though, yeah, it could lead or end in heartbreak, who cares? It's worth that risk. That should be the way that you think. I mean, I've gotten my heart broken a few times, although never really all that drastic. Just, I don't know why. I guess I have the kind of mentality that I always feel like there's somebody else out there for me. So if it doesn't work out with one person, I'm like, okay, that sucks, but I'll find someone else. Who cares? I kind of just, I'm able to get over it pretty quickly, but that's probably due to the fact that I have worked on my mindset so much. But it's a place that anyone can get to. you just need to keep reminding yourself of those things. Maybe it is helpful to remind yourself that there are plenty of other people out there, because we often get so caught up on one person. We will believe that they're special, they're different from everyone else, and they're this unique little unicorn, and there's nobody else in the world like them. But that's often not true. I'm not saying that to like rain on your parade or anything. It's just true. Statistically speaking, there are going to be a lot of people who will be like that person that you're missing, or that who hurt you, or who left you, or whatever it may be. There will probably be other people like them, and statistically speaking, there'll be a lot of better people too. So when we get caught up on one person, it's often just because we enjoyed the time we spent with them. But you'll be able to create those beautiful experiences with other people. And sure, some of those experiences may lead in heartbreak eventually as well. But like I said, the benefits outweigh the risks. It's one of those situations where you know that you could get hurt, but why would you let that stop you? Because those beautiful moments that you can create with other people where you have those deep connections, they're rare. Like I'm the kind of person where I would go my entire life having tons of those beautiful moments with different women, even if I knew every single one would end in me getting my heart broken. I would do it time and time again, just because why would I want to rob myself of that beauty? I love those moments. There's nothing else like it. I mean, I this sounds cliche, but like I glow differently when I'm around a woman that I really like. I know this. I have enough self-awareness. I literally can tell that it changes me to some extent. So why would I rob myself of that? Even if I knew it would end in heartbreak, I love that feeling so much that I would experience it every time. Like even if every single experience would end in heartbreak, I would be willing to have thousands more. I wouldn't care. Just I love the way that it makes me feel. So it's one of those situations where I wish I could help other people have my mindset here, because I just feel like it is always worth it to take that risk. Just like we always view it as worth it to hop in our car and drive to work every day. When that is a risk, there's a possibility you could get into a life-ending accident in your car every single time that you're driving somewhere. But we take that risk all the time because we're used to it. We don't really think of it as being like this high possibility. And I mean, obviously the odds would be low, but they're not zero. I mean, they're greater than zero. So we know that, but it's tricky. But just don't let fear rule you. I mean, choose to be mentally strong. This is one of those things where we've just allowed ourselves to become a bit weaker in today's world, and so many people are just willing to give up when things get tough. And it's unfortunate because life often is tough. There won't be easy paths through things. I mean, there isn't really an easy path to finding the person of your dreams. We know that, otherwise we'd all have that person by our side already. So you just have to be willing to take those risks and know that the heartbreak will be worth the risk, because if you end up finding that person for you, oh my God, you'll be so ecstatic that you'll forget that that risk was ever there in the first place. So don't let it stop you. But anyway, I'm getting to the point where I'm going to start rambling, so I'm going to end the video here. If you enjoyed it, please like, comment, share. That's the easiest way you can support me in making these videos. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Arrivederci!